As we get into the kind of things we can do that can help build our resilience, we reckon that there's a couple of beautiful quotes to keep in the back of your mind that underpin resilience development. The first is about 2,000 years old, and it comes from the Roman Stoic and Emperor Marcus Aurelius, who advises that we need to get active in our own rescue. We love this saying. It's empowering. It's a foil against victimhood, and it reminds us that all of these techniques are something that we need to and can take charge of. And the second quote is one that's very special to the Special Air Service Regiment, and that's the idea of going always a little further. Again, this is a beautiful thing to keep in the back of your mind when you're looking at building your resilience. It's not about the grand gesture. It's not about changing your lifestyle overnight, but it is about going always a little further, small and incremental changes. Neither of these ideas, getting active in your own rescue or going always a little further, means that you need to do this by yourself. Resilience starts with you, but it is not a solo sport. There are many times when we need to or would massively benefit from the assistance of other people, be they friends or family, but in particular, professionals, counsellors, doctors, psychologists, psychiatrists. All of these people can assist us in various aspects of our resilience building. So while you do need to get active in your own rescue, sometimes that might mean getting active in engaging a professional. And while we encourage you to go always a little further, sometimes going always a little further should be in the direction of professional assistance. We're going to include a list of service providers that can help you discover these assets and help build your resilience toolkit.
Pretend my way anymore. If I wanna get there with you, I've gotta hand it over.
Okay, so we've spoken about the Resilience Shield model, how it's comprised of a number of different layers that can each contribute to our overall resilience. Vince, I'm really interested in talking about ways that we can hit a few of these layers at once, and I think a really good one is through RSL Active.
Yeah, thanks, Ben. We were really looking at ways we can engage with veterans and their families in different activities. So not just traditional ways that RSL has engaged. And when we got the data from the recent census and learned that there were 62,000 veterans in WA, including 7,000 still in uniform, that was actually a surprise. That was almost 3 times what we thought there was in terms of veteran population. But it's also a bit scary because it means there are so many more veterans and their families who are not necessarily connected to that important part of their service life. And we know that reconnecting in ways that are right for the individual and their family keeps us well. So that's why we pulled up RSL Active. It includes everything from cooking to kickboxing. So there's both the social...
Not at the same time.
No, well, that is an idea. We might meld those two together. But that's what we've tried to be. Open, different ways, veterans and families, just flushing them out, getting people connected in ways that are really good for physical and mental health.
That's wicked. So we're a whole bunch of different activities. People can sort of pick and choose things they're interested in.
Indeed.
But importantly, promotes that connection, the social layer, the Resilience Shield. A lot of them sound like they encourage the body layer, physical activity, but also that link back into the professional and the ex-professional, for people who've transitioned out of military.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What sort of things have you seen in terms of how RSL Active has rolled out, and any sort of reflections on some of the programs or some of the benefits that people are seeing?
Yeah, I guess, one example, we're now putting on a second class just for cooking, and it's going to be held at a sub-branch, but by people for people who have never been connected with the veteran community. So I think that itself is extremely important. Veterans connecting with other veterans, but we are just part of the broader community.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been deliberately trying to design, is how do we bring our broader WA-based population in together along with veterans, because we've seen that really help veterans in that transition. And keeping in mind that I believe that transition doesn't just happen at the moment you leave, but it's really a lifelong journey of reconnecting, leveraging the skills that you've got, and building additional networks back in the broader community.
Yeah, that's really cool. And part of finding that, we spoke before about your identity within the military is always going to be an important part of who you are for a lot of us as veterans. But let's find other identities elsewhere.
Absolutely.
Maybe Vince the kickboxer or Vince the chef.
Yeah. I'll give it all a crack.
Yeah, magic. Thanks a lot for that, mate.
No, thanks, Ben. Great. Appreciate the opportunity.
So with so many activities available to veterans out there, how can they find out more about participating in RSL Active?
So on the RSL WA website, there's a drop down under events, and below that RSL Active. And if you click on there, there's a whole range of events to get stuck into and connect with others.
Brilliant. Thanks, Vince.
Thanks, Ben. Thanks so much to you for being involved in this program. It's been an awesome partnering with the Resilience Shield to put forward some of the ways in which in our own personal lives and our professional experience we can build that all-important resilience. If you've got any feedback, please leave your comments here. And if you'd like more information about RSL WA and ways that we're engaging with the whole veteran community, please jump onto our website at rslwa.org.au.